Today we are talking about the top 5 tips you need to know inside Davinci Resolve that will make your life that much easier and so much faster as an editor. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Josh Haynes. I'm a freelance filmmaker and I bring out videos to help you grow as creators. If you are new here, consider subscribing. So I've put out some videos in the past about Davinci Resolve tips and tricks. Of course, you can't fit all the tips and tricks inside those videos, so we're going to dive into some more inside Davinci Resolve. For the first tip, we're talking about cutting multiple layers very fast and efficient. So a lot of people know that if you need to cut something, you can either hit B for the blade tool, or you can go right up here where your blade tool is. You can click it. If you want to do something underneath, you would click that. Same thing underneath that. I'm going to hit Command Z to go all the way back because that just takes too much time. We're trying to be more efficient, faster, better editors. So what we can do is we can hit Command B where our cursor is, and it will cut through every one of those layers right there. You can see how much that would save you on time. Of course, a multi-track edit would probably be the most efficient way to do this, but sometimes you're not in the process of that, and you've got multiple clips, and you're just trying to cut things real fast and move it all down. That is a real fast way to do it. Now, if we want to do something underneath, let's say we want to do these bottom two, so what we could do is we could highlight the bottom two, and we could again hit Command B with the cursor wherever it's at, and it's only going to cut those bottom two right there. So then if we hit A, and it's going to grab our arrow, and we're going to move that over, now you can see that these are all separated, and we did not affect the top one. The same thing can go. If one is selected, you could hit Command B, and it would cut it just the same. Of course, just selecting one track, you could just hit B and cut that by itself. So really, this is a speeding up for multiple tracks underneath. This will also work for audio just the same. Tip number 2 is all about getting that B-roll real quick inside your edit. So if we hop inside here, you can see that I've got one timeline. Let's duplicate this by Command C and Command V on a Mac. Again, all these shortcuts are going to be on a Mac. I will link the best I can if it's a PC down in the description below, but most of the time it's pretty dang close. So let's delete all of this out of here, and let's say that we've got a clean slate on timeline 1 and timeline 2 has all of our B-roll on there. Well, that's great. We could always grab this, copy it, Command C, jump inside timeline 1, Command V, paste it in here. That's fine, but that's taking a lot of time to have to double click between the two, go to the next one. So a fast way to do this is we're going to double up our timelines where we can see them. So to do that, we have our timeline view options. If we click that, you can see we've got a multitude of things. So if we needed to turn up our audio, video options, so on and so forth, we're looking for this right here. We're going to click that, and it's now going to add our timeline right here. So now if I open timeline 1 and timeline 2, you can see we have these. So I could now just grab this, copy it, bring it over to 1, paste it. That would work fine. The fastest way I found to grab B-roll even faster than I just showed you, over here on the right, you've got a little timeline with a plus symbol. If we click that, you can see we now have a timeline added underneath. They're stacked. Now, an easy way to just grab B-roll is just grab it here and bring it up to the top. We can click this and select a timeline, but you may be saying to yourself, how the heck am I able to do that? It's being weird. I can't open it. I don't know why. That's because we have both timelines open up here at the top. So we have timeline 1 here that we want to put our B-roll on. Let's say that's what our actual track is. Let's say number 2 is where all our B-roll is. I need to close number 2. And then down here, I can now select a timeline and I can select number 2. And in here, now I can start just grabbing B-roll. Let's say this, drag it up, boom, drag it up, boom, and so on and so forth. If we wanted to add another timeline, which would be a bit much, we could add another one, so on and so forth. Again, you have to have enough timelines to actually be there. You can't just have a duplicate of number 2, if that makes sense, but it will make your life so much easier just grabbing the B-roll and moving it just up real quick. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, and that is ARTLIST. If you've been around the channel for a while now, you know I absolutely love ARTLIST. They have some of the best sound effects and music to cover professional or just online work in general. Well, now they've revamped it and give us something even better. It's called ARTLIST Max. No matter if it's just you by yourself making social media videos, or it's an entire production house making professional grade videos, they've got a plan that's got you covered. If you're wanting to take your videos to the next level, use that link in the description below. It will give you an extra coupon code for an already good deal. Thank you so much, ARTLIST, for sponsoring this video and other creators just like me. Tip number 3 to make you a faster editor inside DaVinci Resolve is all about color grading. Now, I'm not diving into color grading in this video. I have done some in the past. Again, I'll try to link it up here in the description below. But we are talking about coloring multiple clips. So inside the color page, you can see multiple of the clips look pretty much the same because they kind of are. But if you're shooting something, everyone's going to be a little bit different. So let's say we've got these 4 that are basically the same scene. We're cutting around things. And let's say we want to color these. So I'm just going to add a simple curve on it just like so. Bring up the highlights. That looks absolutely trash, but that's fine for the purpose of this video. And now let's say we want to duplicate this to multiple clips. But let's say we want to avoid this clip because this one, we want to blow out the highlights and make it look really trash too. Maybe just a little bit different. And let's say we actually want to just desaturate it altogether, so we want it to be black and white, but we don't want to put that on all the clips. So the fastest way to do this is we're going to hit Command C on a Mac on the clip that we want, and I'm going to select the clips that I want to duplicate this color to. Again, Command V. Now it's pasted those. And you can see they're colored because they've got the little color frame around them. If we wanted to change something about this, let's say we wanted to push this up real high. Again, it's not going to transition over to the others, but we could do the same method. We could hit Command C, hold Command, select the ones we want, Command V, and now it is going to update those. For the one that's black and white, let's say we want it to be like this one. Again, we can do the same thing, Command C, Command V. And there you go. If you have all your clips shot in one spot, like a talking head like this, and you need to just color all of them, I personally recommend just coloring them really quick before you start cutting it up, especially for something like this. I normally just color grade my stuff really fast to save time. However, let's say you didn't do that and we want them all to be black and white. We will select a black and white, and then we're going to hold Shift and select all of those. Then we can hit Command V, and you can see that it made all of those black and white, carrying the same curve, everything across the board. Tip number 4 to be a faster editor inside DaVinci Resolve is all about audio. So linking and unlinking clips is something that always snags me up and takes a lot of time. So I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to move this up so we can see the audio just a little bit better. Let's say we've got these are linked together right here. So if I grab one, move it over, they are together. And let's say these are together. But let's say we don't want them to be linked. Again, you could right click on it. You could go to unlink clips. It would unlink them. You could link them again, so on and so forth. It's not saving you a lot of time. A fast way to do it would just be Command Option on a Mac plus L. Boom. Now it's unlinking it. And if you look real close, you can see that there is the little link icon that is showing whether it's linked or not linked. You could link multiple if you want. Let's say we want all of these to match. We could hit Command Option L. We're going to hit it. It's going to unlink them, and then we're going to hit it again. It's going to link all of them together. Again, that's just a real quick tip. And if you tie this in with the first one on cutting, so if we unlink these, Command Option L, we're going to unlink them. And let's say we want the audio right here to cut. We could hit Command B. We could cut that, delete it. We could link all these together by Command Option L. That would work just the same. An even faster way would be, let's go back, Command Z, have it all linked nice and tidy together. We're going to hold Option, grab just the audio, and you can slide that over. So if you wanted the audio to end here and maybe some new audio to come in, like an interview piece or something like that, and have the B-roll continue to play, that would be even faster. For the 5th and final tip, this is all about making your life that much easier by making your computer play stuff back smoother. This is something that I get a lot of comments and questions about, is how to have better smooth playback inside DaVinci Resolve if you don't have a beastly computer that can handle it. So a workaround around that is, let's say this has got denoiser on it and this is just slowing us down. Let's say if I play that, it's just coming to a halt. So a real quick way to do it is inside the edit page. Right up here at the top, we have the bypass, color grade, and fusion effects. So if you click this, you can pick one or both to shut off. So you can see if I right click on it and I uncheck fusion because I don't have any fusion effects on it, you could leave it on, it's not really gonna matter. But if I click it, now it's gonna take that color grade away so we could play it faster. Again, that color grade is still there, and you may want it for your final pass through to make sure it's going to look good, But if you know it's already looking pretty dang good and you just need to go back and fine tune some things, maybe clean some stuff up, that would be a real quick way we could turn it back on. Let's say, again, we have a Fusion text right here. Let's say it's really big and it's being a complete pain in the butt. You could right click and you could shut off and not enable that clip anymore. You could also hit D on a Mac and it's going to turn it on or off. Sometimes that works, sometimes I forget about it. Or let's just say I have multiple of them. Having to go through and click each one is going to be a complete pain. You also could shut the whole timeline track off for that one. But if you've got other clips, sometimes you get in a hurry and you're mix and matching stuff on your levels of your timeline. So that's really not going to help you either. So a quick way to do it would be this button. You can right click. Let's go ahead and make sure Fusion is turned on. And now if we shut that off, it's going to shut those off. Maybe Fusion is the only thing that's bothering us. So let's turn off color. Now we have the color effect is coming through, but all the Fusion effects are shut off. You do not have to turn this back on when you export. It would still put them back there. But if your computer's running really slow and you know it works good and everything's great, get your title, your effect, whatever done, and then shut it off and continue your edit, and it'll make your computer run a lot smoother. Well, that's it for me today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, drop a comment below, subscribe if you're new here. You're amazing. I'm the Iron Giant. See you next time. Peace!